So, welcome to our 58th session of our Pathfinder game. We are currently picking up from where we left off, doing our last sojourn into our Shadows in the Sky storyline. I actually had to look at the book to remember what it was. It's only been, a month, but hey, it shouldn't be that long. Okay, so after a short interlude, we are back again to gaming with people online tonight. So tonight we have, start off with Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I play Quest, currently experiencing the trauma of die. That's about it.
Also online we have Peter.
Greetings. I am playing Lord Willie One Kenobi, otherwise known as Low Blow.
What about his other titles?
Do you really want me to go through it? Alright, okay. So yes, I am playing the highly moral and religious Lord Willie One Kenobi, thrice returned aspirant of the Lost Errand, practitioner of the renowned Tiger Style and saviour of Quest and Margot, God-touched, hater of horses and maker of good life choices, husband of the Hell Knight, Ruby One Kenobi. Others know me simply as Low Blow.
Or Puppy. From last session. In case you missed that one. Okay, also online we have Josh.
Yeah, g'day. I played Harry Hosser, the bossest wizard known to man. Decked out in all my gold chains and rings.
You're Bling Potter now.
Yeah,
Bling Potter.
yep. I am a mugger's number one target.
Yeah, Riddle Hall's gonna be fun with you.
You currently have 200 gold worth of useless jewelry on you.
They call me Mr. Pete.
Also online is Mia doing a supporting role as Puppy. And M.
Are you gonna move with me? Are you gonna move? Close enough. No. Josh will carry walk away. I play Boozer and I have the sporting Puppy Bob, as well as what did I call my other one? Puppy and did I call it Giant or I call it something else? I did write it down, but it's been a month and
It's
my
been a
brain
month.
is also. Pardon?
It has been a month, and you also do have that puppy that you call Willie.
Willie, that's right. And the other puppy that's Willie, I don't know where that came from. But he started following the party a little while ago. So maybe he saw the other two dogs and decided to join. He did well in the last fight. He ripped some guy's head off. So good puppy. good Willie. Pat on head.
So, for Morgan's perspective, who missed the session, the Pathfinder Society, in their endeavours to help party communication, managed to make Willie and Dooza able to see each other, but now they only see each other as puppies. After their previous curse of not being able to see or interact with each other, now they can interact. Now they can interact with each other as if they're a puppy. So they think that they themselves are normal.
Yeah. I think I would have preferred it if they couldn't go on seeing each other.
It does make an interesting storyline when you've got two people not able to actually communicate and pass information. So, last session, you went out into the the area where all the boats go off to die. And while you were out there, you met up with an elf with a bird instead of an elf with a puppy. So apparently people have familiars other than puppies. How dare they?
Absolute blasphemy.
And he calls himself Quava. So Kwava if you needed the spelling. And while you were out in that area of trappy fun times in the Boneyard Ambush, you came across some were-rats. Can't give you a good light option there. It's as close as I can get. And in fighting those were-rats, a couple of you got bitten. Results were written down.
Didn't Harry get bit?
All of you got bitten at least once.
Did we?
I made sure of it. Just as a nice GM I am.
Of course. Of course.
And you found out the bird familiar is a hawk called Ganmead. And these guys, the were-rats had basically pinched a whole bunch of information from Sol that was basically showing he was being set up by one of the other crime lords.
And wasn't it Elf saying that they also had something pertaining to his clan as well, from memory, vaguely?
He did, but he didn't quite specify what it was. He kept it very vague.
At all vague.
Mainly because
Vaguely vagueness.
because you don't have any full-blood elves amongst you.
Yes. Only half-blood elves.
So he didn't quite tell you why he was there or what was going on, just so that has something to do with Riddleport.
Yes.
And he saw you walk into an ambush and decided to save you.
So yeah, there was paperwork in Elvish which I read as execute orders signed by Zed, and there was another note which didn't make any sense. We believe it's some sort of code language, also signed by Zed.
Yep, that is correct.
Oh, that's right, because you were the note taker.
Yeah, I was a note taker last time, so.
So basically, the guy who you, the illusionist who you fought earlier on in the storyline, who managed to get away with some of the Gold Goblin's money, Mr. Angvar Thistlecrit, managed to set you guys up with the were-rats by basically leaving enough evidence for Sal to be able to send you right into an ambush.
They baited Sol into getting asked to go and do his dirty work.
Yep.
Typical.
So Ingvar was trying to wipe you out. Because apparently you're bad to his business because you've been looking for him since he stole money from your soon-to-be employer at the time.
Yeah.
Plus, you know, that peskiness of surviving your attack was also rather infuriating for some of you. So, we return with you guys returning to the Gold Goblin and finding Quest along the way, who had apparently spent some time at his uncle's tower while you were out in the Mark.
I thought he joined his brethren in Riddleport.
No, they're not in Riddleport anymore. No goblin is. There is no goblin tendency anymore.
Yeah.
All the goblins are apparently near Sandpoint.
Yay. His uncle's the one that's up on that hill. Is that right? The one that taught him the discordant music?
That is the one he was off seeing.
Getting a refresher course on his discordant music.
Doesn't he play good music now?
No,
Yeah.
he,
But
he does that depending on how he manifests. Now he's sort of he looks more like a broken fairy instead of an actual fairy. That now that he's pleased the goddess of monsters.
Yeah, because he's dead technically. Dead.
I'm not dead. I'm just mortality challenged.
Aha. Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever you say, Quest.
Well, he still breathes and eats, and he doesn't go for brains, so he's not a zombie.
Yeah, well, that's true, but doesn't he have a giant hole in his chest or his shoulder or somewhere?
No, that's his other body that's stuck to a wall in Riddleport.
The mosquitoes puncturing.
Yeah, right. I mean,
And he does have a rideable wasp.
oh yeah, your pet bloodsucker.
Oh, it doesn't suck blood. It is an actual wasp.
Oh no, that's right. It's a wasp, not. Yeah, sorry.
No, the bloodsucker.
Not the bloodsucker.
That we unleashed upon the entire town.
yeah. That everybody turned into and then destroyed the town. That's right. Or cultists.
Well, they were only demonic mosquitoes. So how bad could that be?
No, I don't know.
Not that bad. They're all singing Ooga Chugga.
86 damage in one hit, non-critically, is how bad.
Yeah. It's amazing how well some of the dice rolls for me some days.
You guys just gotta kill this person outright. It's fine. I don't know.
As it did turn out, they were 20th level manifestations of a god.
See, we unleash more fiends.
Well, they only lasted the night though, I think.
And they moved on.
Well, the blood moon went away, so that's a good sign. Good dish sign.
I'm sure if you hear of other civilizations getting wiped out by flying demonic mosquitoes, you might think otherwise.
Yeah, maybe, but for now we haven't had anything, so they only lasted the night.
And there have been reports that the town, has been razed to the ground, which you guys did with your eviction notices.
You've been quested with his eviction notice, because,
Hey, Dooza is as culpable having signed up for said evictions.
As I said, we didn't sign up for it. Quest signed us up behind our backs, and now we're only culpable because, reasons.
Well, beware of accepting strange coins from people.
Yeah, well, I got given these coins. I didn't get told where they were from. I don't know why they were bleeding all over the place. I've never seen them before. And now I'm apparently liable for a town being burnt to the ground, even though everyone was dead anyway. But,
So yes, there are talks of from the Pathfinder Society about how you wiped out a cult and made sure it didn't come back. So a lot of Pathfinder Society people actually think well of you for your act.
interesting.
And as much as you dislike what you did, apparently you got noticed for doing the world a favor.
Yeah, we destroyed the, what was it called again? It was the,
Ravenmoor was the place.
No, Ravenmoor, but the god, the scarecrow, thing. You know what I'm talking about.
I
but
do
my
know what
brain,
you're talking about.
brain's mush. I love my brain going to mush. It's Friday.
Okay, so you managed to introduce the goblin to Quava, who is a blonde, taller than Perry elf. He's the tallest person amongst the lot of you.
Or the other one. Who, is it Coral?
Crawley's short.
Yeah, sure, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you're not as tall as me or Willie, and Willie's slightly, like, a centimetre taller than me, so...
I'm like a foot taller than you, mate.
Sure.
Here comes the egos, which Poppy is bigger.
No, my character's like a little bit over 7.5 feet tall.
So you and the elf would be seeing eye to eye, and he would probably respect you for it.
I'm gonna nod.
Though, because of elfishness, his ears give him the height advantage. Because, you know, stupidly long ears after all.
I think Juice is, what, 6'8", 6'9", I think I put down, something like that. I'm close to 7 foot.
Yeah, but look at it this way, with the elf's weight and Willie's weight, they might come close to Doozer's weight.
Maybe. Yeah.
Doozer is pure muscle.
Yeah.
And with that orc blood in there, bulkiness is part of orkiness.
And Bagorm, because, you know, Bagorm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yes, he introduces himself to Quest, and has one of those odd accents that says he didn't learn your common tongue as his first language.
Well, isn't that, like, most of the party? I mean, like, I think Shoanti Orc would be my first languages. And then Thessalonian, isn't this a common tongue?
Thessalonian's not known yet, so Thessalonian is what you'd like to learn, but it's the language of the 10,000-year-old dead civilization.
Right.
So the language you all know is it's one of the countries just outside of Absalom.
Right.
The birthplace of humanity. So humans have made their tongue common.
Yep.
Everyone must speak our tongue.
It's English, isn't it? It's English. Everyone must speak the English.
Very much so. So he speaks it with an accent that is noticeable to you guys, even though you grew up in Varusia. So as far as you're concerned, you don't speak common with an accent. Everyone out of Varusia thinks you sound like you come from Eastern Europe.
Right.
Whereas he sounds like he comes from Africa.
Huh. Interesting.
Which you did learn is where the Megwampi Expanse is based, which is the nations he comes from. So he grew up never seeing anything but an elf for most of his life.
And we presume he's at least over 100 because, you know, he's an actual adult.
Yep. He looks like he is a mature adult, so he looks to be probably, from your estimate, 300 years old.
Is it rude to ask an elf their age?
Only if they don't answer and slap you.
What are we, little schoolgirls?
And I'm sure some of them are very precious about their age.
I'm not 300, I'm 299.
I'm pretty sure at one stage we broke Willie's arm. I'm pretty sure. Like, have you seen this party yet?
Yeah. But I only broke Willie's arm because he basically asked me to.
And look at it this way, he got to break your arm in return.
Yeah.
That's my point. Have you seen this party?
Yeah, who hasn't broken their arm? I think Parry's the only one now. Can I break Parry's arm, please? Just to say that we have a party full of blood knobs.
Though the downside to that is you don't currently have a healer.
Yeah, I know. I know. This is a problem. Which this party is probably very lucky that we haven't so far in, say, the last session needed a healer yet.
Last session we did.
Did we?
Yeah, I was floating like face down in the bog.
That's right.
He
and
was.
then I hugged you to death. That's hilarious. That's
So,
right.
for Morgan's perspective, the rest of the party, except for Quava, look like they've been swimming in sewerage.
Okay, so what's the difference?
Looks like it's fresh.
Ah, you guys had a shower recently, did you?
Yeah, I was about to say, it's Parry's yearly shower.
And they have the smell of mold about them. Having just come from the swamps next to Riddleport.
Oh, it smells like. Wait. Actually, that's probably what Harry's saying.
So Quava greets Quest and actually speaks in Goblin to him. And asks him what is his clan.
Quest like sticks out his spindly little hand and shakes his hand and replies him, it's lovely to meet you too. It's Quava, is it?
It is Quava, he says.
I'm sure you can tell that I'm a lick toad.
It's
No,
a-
I'm a toad lick. But, you know, it's been a while since I went there. I'll tell you once I remember properly.
He says he does not know the tribes of Varisia very well, having grown up with the trolls of the the goblins of the Magwambi, and he counts quite a few goblins amongst his friends.
Well, I hope you can count at least one more today.
And so the rest of the party see him treating Quest with a nicer tone than he's treated the rest of you.
I mean, given that I think the only other person that understands Goblin is Harry, is probably the only one that picked up on that.
I am the man of many tongues. Don't.
I was about to say blah, 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 the one.
I have many tongues, but many tongues.
Though Many Tongues and Parry's journal also make things rather interesting.
Spicy. Not interesting, spicy.
Usually visibly shudders again.
So Quest goes to Guava and says, so tell me, what's life like in your homeland?
Smells better, he says, for one. He has a thriving metropolis amongst the jungles of the Expanse, where once he became an adult, he journeyed through it and spent time in each of the other nations there, including a couple of goblin tribes.
Are goblins more civilized where you come from?
Aren't all goblins civilized, he says?
Nah, only if you're treated badly.
Well, he never treats goblins badly. Unless, of course, they attack him, in which case, well, that's their mistake.
Did many goblins attack you?
No. They are fair, amongst the more civilized races of the forest and jungle. So, have you seen a a dark-skinned elf at all in the city? He's asking in Goblin.
Dark-skinned elf.
Yes.
No, does that strike a memory for me?
It does not, because you've never heard of a dark-skinned elf. Unless you want to make a bardic lore check.
I will of course like to make a bardic lore check. Which would be easier if, I was prepared for anything.
Hey, I know how that's like some days.
Oh. Right, so that plus law. Plus 10. That's going to be a 22.
Okay, with his mention of dark-skinned elves, you're able to figure out he's a member of the Shinrakoth. Shin Rakorath. Actually, pronouncing it correctly can be hard. Who have the saying to be the light against the coming darkness. And from the elven perspective, all dark-skinned elves are the darkness they're going up against.
I see. So they're racists.
Not only that, every dark-skinned elf in history is basically a serial killer.
Will I know when the last dark-skinned elf ever has been noted?
There's no official sightings of them, because the elves basically move over and pay people off to not talk about them. It's very hard to actually get knowledge of what's going on.
Well, says don't be daffy. There's no such thing as a dark-skinned elf.
He winks at you and says, officially no, but if you see one, I'd like to know.
Yep. If you see $1 million, I'd like to know about that too.
He has. In the jungles of the Mugwambi, the elves have coins and stuff, as do the goblins. He believes one of the goblin cities is made out of gold.
Go on, all the other one. It's got bells on.
Which one? He says, looking to pull your other arm. He doesn't seem to understand your reference.
He points party members, is that one?
Okay, he jangles Parry's tunic. It says, no bells here.
Well, look, if I see a dark-skinned elf, I will first let you know. You'll be the first I let know.
Says that would be good. They generally don't like other people seeing them and tend to kill them.
Well, I'll try not to get seen. Where did you say you come from again?
I come from the jungle of the Mugwambi Expanse.
Mugwambi Expanse. And is that on my list of things to predict?
No, it's not even on the same nation as Varisia. He comes from a completely different continent.
Yep, that's fine.
So it's the equivalent of a African talking to you in America.
Yeah. I'll just have to visit there one day.
He would be proud to guide you if you ever wish a guide.
Well, one day I'll come and talk to him.
Till then, do you know a good place to stay? He says.
Where are we?
You're in Riddleport.
Well, there's the old goblin up the road.
Just well,
Or there's any other town on the continent.
So didn't you actually say you didn't believe that there was something made out of gold that was a goblin? And yet you've got this place called the Gold Goblin?
Yeah, it's like, you know, naming a place a unicorn.
He's met many unicorns in his time.
Uh-huh.
And he says they were all horny.
I bet.
He says it with such
Yeah,
a straight
no.
face too. So do you recommend this Gold Goblin?
I definitely think it's probably the nicest place in town, but I'd also recommend any other town.
Well, he's currently at Riddleport looking for the dark-skinned elves. There is rumor that there is at least one here. He says, be wary because they also use magic to manipulate people's minds.
Quest just nods solemnly.
Mm-hmm. So, where are the? He speaks to the others in more of a common thing. He says, "So, where are the rest of you headed?"
Back to our, I guess, base of operations here.
So, Parry's place or the Gold Goblin?
The Gold Goblin. No, Parry's place is not a base of operation. Maybe Parry's base of operation, but
I'm sure going into every room and seeing multiple pictures of a naked Parry will go down well with any visitor you have there.
yeah, I'm sure it would.
And he says, if you were heading towards the Gold Goblin, he will follow you.
We head away, I guess.
Okay. So, as you get closer to the actual Gold Goblin, you start hearing disturbances in the street of people crying out and screaming.
No, that can't be good. Especially in Riddleport when, you know, shit goes down all the time.
Maybe we should go the long way.
Is it coming from the direction of the Golden Goblin?
Well, you can't quite tell. Give me a perception roll.
Dice 20. That's an 11 plus something. We're only at level 4 now, aren't we?
You are level 4.
Perception. Plus 9, so that's not a natural 20.
Not a natural 20. Okay, so you think it's coming from between you and the Gold Goblin, somewhere there.
I mean, is there another way around?
There are always ways around.
That won't take us like all day.
Depends on what you run into along the way.
What's worse, going through the back streets of Riddleport or facing what's terrorizing everyone? I'm not sure what's worse.
Well, you've got 2 people suggesting going around. What does the party want to do?
I don't know.
Well, you're currently down as undecided.
Why don't we just go and see what's going on?
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm happy to go see what's happening.
It's not as though we've got anything to worry about, right?
So all I hear is the puppy Willie bark and start trotting off towards the noise, I guess.
I give Quest a nudge and go, come on, Goblin, let's go.
All right.
Okay, so the elf follows along with you. As you start heading in that direction, you start to see fires in the street, people running in various directions of distress. Some of them you recognize, some of them you don't.
You said fires in the street.
Yep. Things in the street are on fire. Not necessarily people.
Huh. Okay. If there's somebody I recognise and know by name,
Yep.
I'll step in front of them and say, insert name, what's going on?
Looks at you, it's horrible! And then grabs onto you.
Good. I go, what's going on?
And starts sounding like Mio. Just not getting words out.
I'll give them a slap to
Okay.
shock them out of their panic or
Make it an athletics check.
bitchiness. I don't know.
If you didn't hear that, he said make an athletics check.
An athletics check.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
slap their face off. What's that? Fair. Yeah, right, whatever. Athletics. That's going to be a massive 12. Be my power.
Okay, you slap them and they burst into tears.
Yeah, I push them away. Pathetic. I keep moving.
Okay. As you walk on, everyone else can make a perception roll. So what is Quest's, Parry's, and Duzar's perception?
Quest got a 24.
If you didn't hear that, Josh said that's a good question. Because we didn't get our dice out yet. Well, he didn't get our dice.
$23 for Harry.
Mm-hmm.
No. Cheeky boy.
So what is Duzar's perception?
Oh, I'm actually another check.
Yes, because that good, huh?
Yeah, no, that good. Apparently seeing Puppy Willie, like, tail slap this person and make them cry. Yeah, for an animal to do that shocked me so much that, I was sort of standing there in slight disbelief. I rolled a 1, and it says plus 9, which is technically 10, but technically I failed, so you know whatever.
Okay, so you watch this puppy tail slap someone into the side of the street and just wander off. As everyone else is starting to walk past, you do notice that this person who the puppy tail slapped then combusts into flame.
Oh, okay.
Puppy is powerful.
It's a bit odd for a dog to be able to do. I say, oh my god, like, this person is on fire, or now is ashes on the ground.
So the other others notice that besides Willie, who's happily wandered off, that the person Willie slapped is burning and screaming.
Puts him over and then goes and tries to tackle the legs.
Who are you tapping on the legs?
Trying to tackle the person on fire.
They're on the ground. Quite easy to tackle.
Oh, on the ground. Alright, well. Try and roll them, tackle them out.
Give me a medicine roll.
Yeah, alright. So we've got that Pathfinder thing to add our level.
You do.
We also add our skill to it.
I think you add your level to it. You add your attribute to it.
Yep. So that's going to be a 13.
13. Okay, you start trying to pat the person out. You don't seem to be succeeding that well.
Yeah, he's a little too hesitant about it. He's worried about, hurting himself more.
What is Perry doing? Watching one of his fellow city folk getting burnt alive.
Harry will attempt to put him out.
Mm-hmm. How will Perry do so?
Is there any water nearby?
Not nearby where you are. You've just come from water.
Yeah. Not much Perry can do other than, try and bat it. But
He can have a medicine check.
sure. Medicine. 22.
Okay, looking at the person, the fire seems to be coming from the inside, not the outside.
Oh. So they've probably ingested something?
So no matter how much you bat them, they're still going to burn. You think you could even frustrate them and they'll still burn?
Sorry, what was that, Mum?
You think you could probably frustrate them and they'll still burn?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll toss them a healing potion and see if they ingest it puts out the fire.
Okay. As you try to pour the healing potion down, flames lick up out of their mouth.
Oh. Well, I don't think there's much we can do. Do I know what would cause flames on the inside of a person?
You haven't learnt that spell yet. You think it would be a rather interesting spell to learn, though.
So I believe it's magical.
It's either a magic, a curse, or a toxin. Could even be a disease. You think as you're touching them.
Yay!
So you and Quest get to make a fortitude saving throw.
Non-natural 20.
You feel confident you won't be joining him. What about Quest?
Maths. I think that's a 13.
At the comment of possibly being a disease, Quest starts to feel ill.
Quest quickly jumps up and runs back and rolls into a wall and casts Soothe on himself.
Mm-hmm. And not long after he does that, the body turns into a flaming pile of goo on the side of the road that looks very similar to the other flaming piles you see further on.
Willie! You slapped him so hard he turned into a flaming pile of goo.
Beware of Willie's slaps.
Do I hear this? Over
You
the screaming and gnashing of teeth?
do.
Do I stop and turn around?
Yep.
Stride back?
You see a flaming pile of goo where you slapped the person to.
Didn't realise I slapped him that hard. Maybe I don't know my own strength.
Maybe you secretly learned dragon style.
Nah, Tiger Style's much better. So how did this happen, spellcasters?
Well, there could have been one of many things. A spell, yes, but it could have also been a disease.
What?
I mean, you slapped him and then he burst into flames.
A disease that turns people into flaming piles of goo.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, and I step back away from the flaming pile of goo.
Perry describes demon pox about how it burns you alive.
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh well, there's nothing we can do for the guy. So, shall we continue?
Yep.
So we do.
So, as you continue walking amongst the burning piles of goo,
How many burning piles of goo are there?
well, give me a perception roll to see how many you count.
How many goos?
How many bits of goo? Non-natural 20 again.
Okay, so you're doing well at counting.
Parry got a 28.
So between you,
1, 2, many.
Sorry, Mom.
so you get up to about 100 odd piles before you stop counting and see that you're only halfway to the Gold Goblin and you're not even through the worst of it.
Oh, okay, something's going on. I mean, this is either a very fast spreading disease.
Oh, someone's throwing us around.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now you do remember that there was a new dessert on offer from the Kobold Catering.
Quest turns to their new old friend and says, "You ever seen anything like this?"
He looks at it and goes, "No, I thought this was normal. My first day here," he says. Don't humans normally do this?"
Well, not normally.
What do you recommend we should do? This is your town after all, he says.
Well, it's Paris, Canada.
Harry will note this down and probably investigate later. But at the moment, we need to go see Saul.
Well, I mean, the burning piles of goo are getting closer and more frequent towards the Golden Goblin.
So let's see what's happening at the Golden Goblin.
Yeah, let's go make sure our employer isn't a pile of goo. Because that would be kind of awkward.
It would be hard to, get a paycheck. Okay, as you start rushing between piles of burning goo and people falling over and spontaneously exploding into piles of goo, you get sight of the Gold Goblin and you see it's been boarded up.
Huh.
Interesting.
Anyway, in.
Now you can see one of the Percys up on one of the upper floors, hammering in planks bordering up the upper windows as well.
Can we yell at the Percys and say,
What's going on?
weigh in roof ?
He yells back, disease, famine, ruin in Orcish.
Oh,
Okay.
so everyone's believing it is a disease.
Yeah. Do you know more than that?
He pauses for a moment and says, disease, famine, ruin in common.
Yeah, I should have expected knowledge from the Percy. That's fine.
So yes, he did know more.
It's okay, this is just a hoax. We'll get back to work.
Weigh in.
He says 120 and does a fist pump.
120. Do I understand what that means?
He might be talking about how much he weighed in last time he weighed in. He's commenting on exercise regime more than entry points.
Okay. Can I rip some of the boarding off a window that's on the floor to get in?
Possibly, except all the boardings on the inside.
Can I punch my way through then?
You can.
Yay, let's do that.
Okay. Give me an attack roll to see if you can strike a door.
Do you have any rerolls?
No, come on, take it.
No.
Come on.
Sorry.
I want you to lose to a board, please.
I'm not losing to a board. Let's swap dice as well. Do we have any rerolls, Martin?
You do have one for the night. Would you like to use your one reroll for this roll?
Well, no, well, I mean,
Against the board, isn't
against the
it?
board. Okay, yeah, fine. I rolled a 1. I'm presuming,
Okay, your hand goes straight through the glass, straight through the window. into the board, breaks the board, and when you pull it out, your hand's this pulpy mess of cuts from glass, wood, splinters. Your fingers are all mangled.
Yeah.
But you put a hole right through.
Yay!
Is my head actually broken, or is it just cut?
You seem to be unable to bend your fingers anymore.
Broken head.
Yep. Thanks. Go. Perfect.
You did good.
I did great.
And from the other side, you hear one of the persons yell, "Go away!" and then starts bordering up a plank over the hole.
I yell at the Percy in Orcish in all manner of colourful ways that I know in Orcish.
Are you the Percy Bubba?
Yeah. Rah, 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 rah.
Bah, 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 dum, 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 dum.
Let me in, or I axe this place, or axe you.
Percy says, "Bad juju here."
Bad juju here.
In the Golden Goblin?
And then thump, 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 borders up the hole.
Perry's gonna walk to the door.
Yep.
The door closed, and he's gonna open the door.
Okay. The door opens outwards.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Of course they didn't lock it.
It's the Percys after all. There was a reason you were hired to lock things.
Percy's, they've been asked to board up the window. They probably haven't gotten to the door yet.
I should have known.
So who's gonna walk? I was gonna walk in.
Yep.
I look at my hand, look at the window, and just say more colourful things in Orcish before following Harry in.
What do you say?
I don't will leave you up to your imagination there.
Yay!
Probably a few things
Doggone
in Orcish that you may not have heard before.
Okay, so yes, you make it inside the Gold Goblin, and there's fire everywhere. Little piles of flaming goo everywhere.
Oh, great.
Ah, we found the source of flaming goo.
Most of them around the craps tables and the card tables, and it looked like most of the patrons spontaneously combusted around the same time.
Ah.
Who else was here? Surely this is not just a disease. It is just.
You can see Percy's running around trying to board up windows.
Board up windows. Okay. Well, it's too late. It's already out in town. Whatever it is. I still don't believe it's a disease. I think it's someone.
One of the Percy says, "Well, if it's out in town, we don't want it back."
So.
I head towards the vault because
He's actually a good point.
that's normally where shit goes down when the Gold Goblin
Actually, I
gets
wonder
started.
what happened to the Dragon Egg. I wonder if that had something to do with it.
They were under pretty strict instructions to keep that on fire, like, all the time. I'm pretty sure it lives in the fireplace that doesn't go out.
Is the egg still in the fireplace?
No, it's not.
All right, we're gonna go access the vault. What's happening in the vault?
Okay, in the vault area, you see Bojask and Saul looking very relieved to see you walk in, going, "Well, at least you didn't burst into flame yet."
What?
Yet.
What happened?
People burst into flame. He shrugs and pokes one of the gooey balls of flame on the carpet. He does not know what happened. It was a busy night, and then there was screaming and flames.
Where's the egg?
He hasn't been out in these screaming and flames because he doesn't want to burst into a pile of bubbly and flaming goo.
Well, presume if you haven't burst into a flaming goo pile yet, you are maybe safe?
You want to risk it?
Well, we got in, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, you must be immune to whatever it is you can lock. I'll just wait back here where it's nice and safe.
All right. I turned to our elven friends. Like, have you heard anything about this before?
He cocks his ear and says, I've heard lots of screaming and yelling. Oh my god, I'm on fire. Cocks his head again and says, still hearing that.
Where is it? Is it tracking one direction through the town, or is it everywhere? We better go investigate that. I'm gonna walk around the town. We're gonna backtrack, I reckon, and follow
The flaming
piles of goo.
Okay. So, looking out, or do you go upstairs to get on the roof and look out that way?
Yeah, we'll see which way they're going first, and then we'll probably.
We should scout the Golden Goblin first, and then head up to the roof. Or you can head up to the roof.
I'm gonna have to look. You can scout the Golden Goblin.
Okay, Perry starts running through the streets, looking for the direction it's all going. He sees lots of flaming piles of goo.
I thought he was heading up to the roof.
I thought he said he was going outside.
No, I'm heading up to the roof, and
Okay.
then Emma's going to scout inside the Golden Goblin.
Okay. So, scouting inside the Gold Goblin, the only piles of flaming goo are in the main casino area.
So then gambling.
Nothing on the upstairs. As Parry gets up onto the roof, he can see that the flames are thicker, closer to the Gold Goblin, and seem to spread out, getting thinner and thinner as it goes from there.
Here, still, probably.
Well, it originated here, but we don't know the cause. Looking through the casino area, is there anything in common at all on the tables, like
I know what I can
food
do.
or drink?
And what was Josh's question on top of that?
So Harry is going to get off the roof, and he's going to very carefully, because he doesn't know what the hell it is, get a sample of this goo. He's going to start bolting towards the Wizard's Tower.
Okay. So yes, looking through the various stuff, you see that they do seem to have had new inventory of pastries from the Kobold bakery. But nothing, none of the drinks seem standard, and none of the food seems standard on any of the tables.
Right.
So I will give you a I'll give you a perception roll while you're doing so.
Apparently all my dice hate me today.
Another?
12.
Well, it seemed to have rolled well for Josh, I think, when he rolled yours, didn't he?
No, he was rolling his own.
Okay, so looking around, you can't make out anything that makes sense in the pile of stuff you're looking at. What is Willie and Quest doing?
First is gonna rack his brain for any history on this, and then start investigating the piles of goo to see what they actually are.
I watch what other people are doing. I'm a little concerned that the quest is interfering with these the remains of dead people who have turned to goo. And I'm hoping he's not considering eating what's on the ground.
Well, it would be one way of determining what it is.
Yes. Flavor profile.
Okay, so you see Parry rushing past with a vial of flaming goo. And you see dudes are looking at all the tables, seeing what's on them, moving around with one hand still mangled as he's looking for what he thinks is the source of it all. So, give me a perception roll for Quest, as Quest is examining everything.
So that's going to be a 2 9s are 18.
18 is a good roll. So, on an 18, you think the source of it all was the fireplace. It seems to be where the oldest of the burning piles of goo originate.
Where's the imp?
He's not visible at the moment.
But the cage is still closed and where it was before?
The cage is not closed and it's still where it was before.
I pointed out to Quest.
What's that?
Cage looks empty.
Yes.
Where's the imp that was in there? And I think there was some talk of it being demon pox or something like that. Aren't imps demons or something like that? I don't know.
No.
Seems strange. I just thought I'd point it out to you, since you're a semi-spellcaster and you know more about this sort of stuff than I do.
I mean, seem to know a bit. I wouldn't have thought to look for you.
Huh.
Hey, Saul! Where's old Tom?
He says old Tom is one of those ash piles near the pile there because he was gambling at the time when everything went down. Old Tom with the one eye and the missing 3 fingers on his left hand.
What's your room's name?
The name of the imp was, sorry, I just got to get back to it, is Old Scratch, I believe. Old Scratch is correct.
Sounds familiar.
Whereas he knew an old Tom as well.
Right. So where's old Scratch?
Old Scratch, he looks up. Oh, he seems to be missing right now. He didn't know when that happened. You might need to find Old Scratch, you might know more. You will see when it all went down.
Is there anything in the fireplace that shouldn't be there?
You can see what appears to be broken shell fragments.
Like an egg?
That looks like it came from a large egg, yes.
Is the fire out?
The fire is out.
Awesome.
Didn't we leave an egg in here?
What?
Yeah, hey, so what happened to the fire and is it never supposed to be going out? Because,
Oh, the Perseus were looking after that and they guaranteed it was never going out.
So did you say the Perseus?
Yeah. They've been tending it day and night.
So why is the fire out?
He looks shocked. He doesn't know it was on. It was going last time he was here.
I find the closest Percy and ask them about the fire.
Fire good. Keep fire burning, Percy says.
Disagree.
And then why is fire out then?
Bad fire. Bad fire. He starts selling off the fireplace. Then he starts gathering wood to create a new fire.
Well, there's no point keeping it alight anymore now that the thing you were supposed to be keeping in there is gone.
Percy says, fire good, fire gone, fire out, fire bad. Must keep fire going.
I saw it.
And you realise just how far you've come from where the Percys are at.
How many more times have you died?
He shrugs. Can't count that high.
Really need to live that curse. One day.
Yeah, he is. Percy not cursed, Percy not bursting the flames. So yes, you've got the... after you finish talking to the Percy, he does gather more wood and start filling up the fireplace again. So is Quest going to gather any of the shell bits before he does so?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Just to find anything else that shouldn't be there.
Okay, so as you're pulling out the shell fragments have a sort of brimstone smell to them. You're familiar with that smell, having spent some time amongst it with your uncle. What would the party like to do, considering you're all on mute at the moment?
Well, Parry's still running to the Mage's Guild at this stage.
I'll probably need to find where I put my book, but because I did write down who gave all the gifts from that tournament.
Wasn't there the creepy girl or something?
No, it wasn't a creepy girl. I think it was one of the dwarves.
Oh yeah.
But that's just from my memory, and I do have it written down. But I could find why. So I will probably spend time trying to rack my brain doing that.
Okay.
Because if we can get answers from them about what the hell this egg was, we might get closer to finding out where it might have gone.
Okay. So while you start looking into that, Parry, you're doing your run through town. And while you're doing so, give me a perception roll to see what you notice while you're running.
Oh, great, cool. 29.
Okay, you see a contingent of Hell Knights moving towards the Gold Goblin with some sort of energy shield up.
Containment shield?
And wherever they move, the flaming piles of goo seem to scoop in front of them and move towards the direction they're going.
Great.
They're quarantining the Golden Goblin. How far am I away from the Golden Goblin?
You're about 2 or 3 blocks by this stage.
Great. That's not good.
Well, how bad could it be? I'm sure no one's ever said that.
Yeah, I know, right? Alright, goodness me. For all this reason, do I keep on going to the Wizards Guild, or do I turn around and go back to Gold Goblin and get everyone out? I think go to the Wizards Guild. I turn around. I turn around and sprint back.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm going faster than the Hell Knights.
So, does your character know the language Infernal? Or Abyssal?
Surprisingly enough, no.
You don't know
That's
either.
I was very surprised with that. I thought you knew at least Infernal.
No, that's the other session. My Genasi knows all that stuff.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Parry of Many Tongues doesn't know the useful tongues for tonight.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so you miss out on the small little bit happening there, and back to the Gold Goblin as Quest pulls out what he thought was shards of a dragon egg, but realizes were not. They were a containment sphere.
Oh.
Containment.
Yep. Does the Quest know Infernal?
No.
Because you can see script inside there in a language you do not know.
Doesn't one of you have tongues?
Yeah, hang on. What is
I have demonic.
What it might
I
be?
guess Abyssal would be the language.
Abyssal is the language of demons, where Infernal is the language of devils.
Yeah. So I speak demonic, but I don't speak. Well,
Well, you
Yeah,
should
Infernal.
speak Infernal because that's the language your wife speaks.
yeah, but I don't.
Oh,
Not
that's
yet.
right. Not yet. You know the other one.
Mm.
Is there a role to figure out how important it might be?
Sure. Give me a bardic law.
Be a 21.
21. Infernal script on what looks like a dragon egg that was containing something, probably a key clue.
Oh, alright. You'll pop your second level spell slot and comprehend Infernal.
Okay. Looking up our comprehend languages.
I spent a minute to cast a spell while trying to read or listen to something, and I can read or understand it.
Well, it only takes 2 actions to cast it.
Only 2 actions?
Yep. It's a twin action semantic verbal spell. But unfortunately, you have to target a creature.
Yeah, I target myself.
Okay. Yep, that does work. Okay, looking at it, it seems to be a name of a creature, binding it in place, keeping it until it absorbs a certain amount of fire before its time is free to rain upon this world once more.
Just fucking damn it.
And from what you gather from the name is the name translates for you into Baelor. As in Gandalf, thou shalt not pass.
Yep. And first we'll do the obligate particle roll to figure out what that is.
Okay.
Be a 19.
Okay, so that may actually be a critical failure, so I shall bring it up and find out. So let's see, Baelor, DC 40.
Oh.
That would be a critical failure. What would you like to tell everyone about a Baelor?
He goes, okay, we've been had. Apparently we're not supposed to put it in a fire, because that'll make it hatch. Something, incubation, something. If we make it wet, we'll be able to feed it.
I'm sure water will fix everything.
We should use the element that brings life.
Magic. Okay, so yes, Parry, you rush in the door at this stage.
Hell Knights, energy shield, heading this way, going back to Wizard's Guild. Turns around, bolts out.
As you bolt out, you see the street you were running down has a shield across it.
Damn it!
And you see something shadowy between you and the shield.
Something shadowy.
Yep.
Can I identify it?
Sure. Give me a what does that do? So you want to make a religion roll.
Religion.
Yep.
Religion. I got the right religion. 27.
So critical failure. What would you like it to be?
So was it shadowy figure?
Shadowy figure.
I look up because I believe it's a massive bird.
Okay, looking up, you can see what appears to be a dome starting to form overhead from the Hell Knight shields as they're zoning in the area.
We're quarantined.
But you do see there are no burning bodies outside the zone.
Well, that's good.
Which you were almost outside of.
Did I know? I tried to get everyone out, but it didn't succeed.
Okay. So, after hearing from Parry that the Hell Knight says quarantining the area, what do you do?
Is that the rest of the party?
Yep.
I take it this isn't a talk our way out situation.
Well, considering you probably think so after finding the shards. You now know a name to use. You're sure you can summon the contents of the egg back to you at any point by saying its full name?
My character's effectively waiting for the wizards to do their thing. You know, they've got the magic, they know the stuff, so I'm just standing there waiting. Going, okay.
Love the vote of confidence, but
I have absolute confidence in our wizards.
so how fast is that dome closing in, Parry?
I point up overhead as it's like almost about to close.
No way out.
Doesn't look like it.
He says it's done. They have closed you in.
Yep. With whatever we believe this thing is as well.
So we're gonna fight a demon, devil, fiend.
Sure.
If we're going to do that, could we seek the assistance of the Hell Knights?
As long as they don't kill us. Dang.
Well, don't do anything that deserves your death, I guess.
But I haven't finished reading their rules.
In ignorance of the rules is not an excuse. Is one of the first rules.
Yes. I think I'm only like halfway through the translation at the moment.
And what makes things worse, the second rule is every order has a different set of rules.
Yeah.
Okay, as Parry's standing outside and watching the area that the dome covers is slowly starting to shrink.
Can I see any of the Hell Knights?
You can see one of them down the street standing outside the barrier as if he's pushing the barrier towards you.
How far away is he?
About 2 blocks at this stage.
Distance-wise?
Probably about 100 to 150 feet.
Do I believe message would reach? Range of 120.
You give it a try.
I'll cast message to the Hell Knight.
And what do you say?
There are people still in here. What are you doing?
Containment you get back.
Are you planning on crushing us? Because you're pushing in.
Ending the threat.
What threat?
Says the fiend that was released.
If released, do you believe it's still here?
It's within the barrier. And then the spell
In
ends.
the barrier. Alright, I'll say to everyone, we don't have much time. The Hell Knights are closing this barrier in on us. The Fiend is somewhere here. They want to deal with it. We better deal with it first before the Hell Knights deal with it and us.
They agree to help us fight it, or are they just going to kill us one way or the other?
They're probably going to kill us one way or the other.
Right. How close is your house?
Outside the field.
I was about to say it's on the other side of town.
Alright.
Wait,
So we summon the Baal then?
wait. Can't I activate my wayfinder to get to my house?
You can once you have another set of runes to activate it through.
Another set of runes.
Yeah, you have to open a portal to connect to another portal. Which portal are you opening?
I was hoping to get to my house.
You can. Once you find a portal to connect to your house, you can go through it. The only portals you know at this stage are in bottom of Quest's Place and in Magnum.
Saul, do you have a portal or like a big circle of pretty things in your basement?
He says, why would I have something like that? That'd just be dangerous.
No?
Anything could come
Seem to
through
be,
that.
you know. Yes, anything like us could go out.
Just well, you could try going through the basement. There is tunnels down there. It might lead out of the city.
To the basement it is, I guess. Or to the tunnels, anyway. I mean, the Hell Knights are going to crush us one way or the other, and hopefully those shields don't go underground.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Hell Knights believe the Fiend is still in the containment area, so be on your guard.
So, what's the chance of the creature following us out through those tunnels?
Soul pipes up saying, better you than him. Can you make it follow you?
So better you than him.
Yes, so, yeah, the creature follows us as opposed to him.
I don't know why it would follow us.
To get out.
Yeah, to get out. So, what would you recommend? Stay and fight it, or...
Well, you know me. I'm always about a good blue. What I would recommend, though, is if we walked out onto the street in front of all of the Hell Knights, Quest used the name of the creature to summon it, and we kicked its ass with a full audience of Hell Knights.
Not against the idea.
Now, someone was saying something about water being a good way of defeating this creature.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we can just use the alcoholic drinks here. They're watered down that much. They're 90% water, 10% alcohol.
Burn. So, what's the best way of applying this water to weaken this creature?
Well, that's up to our expert, the Quest, to tell you.
Best way to apply water would be to get it wet. So, Harry, I guess you're up.
I'm up.
And how wet do we have to get it?
No. I just thought, it's a fire thing. You make water. It's put out. I suppose it depends on how big the fire is.
Okay.
Oh, cool baby. Oh, very cool baby.
Well, Harry's going to get as much water available.
Okay, so he gets some of Sol's best water.
Beautiful.
Fresh from the river.
The freshly distilled from the temple.
Oh, holy water.
No, it's not holy.
Oh.
It's just clean.
Oh, it's just clean. Okay, it's just clean water. Okay. Beautiful. I guess we summon it and see what happens when we throw water at it.
Okay, so Quest starts a summoning. Quest needs to make an occult roll.
Oh, fucking me.
Or a religion roll, your choice.
Right, cult. So occultism with a +10, that will be a 25.
Okay, with your 25, please roll 3d6.
3d6. So as he starts up before he strikes the conversation saying, it's highly likely that when they see us summon this demon in, they're just going to kill us anyway. Alright, we've got a 5, a 5, and a 1.
Okay, so you take 21 points of fire damage with the first round of summoning and realizing you've got another 2 rounds of summoning to get through.
Awesome. 21 out of his 54.
You'll survive, don't worry.
So while you see Quest start to burn from the inside out.
No.
So Quest has started the summoning already.
Yep.
Are we in front of the Hell Knights?
Well, you're outside in the courtyard. The Hell Knights aren't here yet.
Yeah.
Fuck. Man, you're killing the street cred, Quest, as he's burst into flames and starts trying to concentrate while he's on fire.
So while you think about that, I'm just going to duck to the bathroom so you can plan out what you're going to do next when it actually arrives.
Oh, great.
Well, assuming I don't die.
It would be
Yeah,
something through Quest.
Yeah. Assuming Quest is still alive.
Hopefully we get it in here before the damned red folks appear. So, does anyone have a plan for the demon?
So everyone get your cleaned water ready.
Put me out!
Put you out. This could be interesting.
So you've managed to come up with a plan?
Yeah.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Quest, you hear a voice in your head speaking to you in all the languages you know at once. And it says it will grant you one wish if you take the shards of the egg through the barrier and douse them in water.
Alright. Why do you want to do that?
It's offering you a wish to do so.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get through the barrier, dude.
And you know this without trying, it asks you?
That wouldn't be a very good barrier if I could get through it.
It's not meant for you.
We're all dumbasses, it's fine.
Yeah.
Hang on. 1 moment. Hey, Harry,
What?
can you go through that barrier?
Okay. Parry's match panic will just start to run at the barrier.
Okay, Parry runs at the barrier. Does he close his eyes before he hits it?
Yes.
Okay. There is a sound as you run right into a wall past the barrier.
Ow!
That's it. Don't mind us. We're all good.
Well, I did ask if you closed your eyes while running at the barrier, so there was a reason.
No, don't get me wrong. Parry definitely closed his eyes because he was expecting the smack to be the barrier, not the wall behind the barrier.
Yep.
Deal.
And give me a fortitude save for Parry.
Fortitude save. Oh, is this from the barrier? Lovely.
Nope, this is from you hitting the wall.
Oh, cool. I've given myself a concussion. Well, maybe not. 21.
21. Okay. Yes. You're a little dizzy, but okay.
Yay! Ah, cool.
What is everyone else doing?
I'm watching. I'm still waiting for something to punch.
Okay, what is Duzagut doing now that she's seen Parry punch through the barrier with his face?
Now that I've seen Parry run into the wall, I'm going to proceed to not do that.
I am the buffest wizard known to man. I can go through barriers. Just not walls. Yet.
I tell myself, like, what do you need to do now that we can get out?
Quest continues to summon the demon.
Okay, give me another religion roll.
Why?
Or occult.
This time's religion. It was one or the other the first one, and then it's a religion for the next.
Right. Well. So. Well, that's going to be intelligence or wisdom?
I think religion is wisdom.
That's a 13.
That's a 13. Okay, so you get to roll another 3d6.
That's a 13.
That's a 13. So
6, a 5, and a 2.
So you take 23 fire damage as you're starting to cough up flame.
Yep. Show yourself to me, demon.
And then in your head, in multiple voices, you get I'm inside you.
Can you make yourself former?
You can. That is a DC 10 flat check, I believe.
DC 10.
Flat check.
Yeah.
So you roll a d20, and if you get 10 or higher on the check, you throw up.
That's a 10.
10 or higher, you throw up. Oof.
And what did you get? Did you get a 10?
I got a 10.
You got a 10. You start throwing flame up all over the place. It's like you are the flaming projector.
Oh, why am I getting melons in the face? Yeah.
So, from the perspective of Willie, you're watching Quest become a flaming fountain.
I get some of the water that we had to use as a weapon against whatever comes out, and I'll see if pouring any of it on Quest helps.
Do you feel better?
I do.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. But does Quest look like he's having any, I don't know, less burning, flamey pain?
Well, it seems to turn to steam as it hits him.
Ah,
He's hot stuff today.
that's what I hear. Okay. Well, I mean, Quest knows what he's doing, I'm sure.
Though from
I'll
Deuce's
stop doing
perspective,
that and I'll-
I'm sure it looks rather weird as Puppy does something to Quest to get him drenched and steamy.
And I continue to watch.
So what is Doozer and Parry doing while Quest is continuing to read?
Harry is. Harry's in two minds whether summoning this seems a really good idea at the moment.
So what's one mind saying?
Hit Quest with a force bolt to stop summoning this demon.
And what does the other mind say?
Let's continue summoning this demon and what could possibly go wrong.
We'll die.
Yeah, pretty much.
End of our current Pathfinder story.
Okay, so Quest, just before you get to do your final round of summoning, you hear a voice in your head saying, "You won't live through saying my name one more time."
Well, I've died once already, it didn't stick. Let's see if I can do it again. Go for a hat trick.
Okay, so now it's your choice of Arcana or Primal.
Oh. Hang on. How about you give me my wish first, and then I'll do the egg thing.
He says, "Sure, make your wish."
I wish to never die.
Sure, once you take my egg outside and do as I ask, you'll never die.
Wish first.
The wish only comes once you've done the service allocated to the wish, it says. That's how they work. Such a small service for such a small person.
Wow. Rude. So, Arcana or Primal.
Yep.
One of them's is Wiz as well.
I believe Primal is Wisdom and Arcana is Intelligence.
Let's take the Intelligence. Well, there's a crit fail.
Wow.
Okay, so at this point, as you say the name the third time, you realize you're strapped to a wall with people poking you. As for the rest of the people, you see Quest split down the middle. As something probably about 4 times his size steps out.
Crawls out of what's left of his body.
Yeah.
It has hooves for feet. Each hoof is bigger than Quest was. It towers above the buildings around you, stretching the wings out. Has a wingspan of about 30 feet.
Shit.
It has a glowing sword that is about 10 feet long, glinting of malice and hate.
I think at this point I'm going to join Parry outside the barrier.
And it has what appears to be a cat o' nine tails made out of flame.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Doozer's right. I think watching this thing from the other side of the barrier is probably the best course of action.
Though before you both get to run, you both get to roll 3d6.
Oh.
Because it manifested within your range.
6, 10.
So, Willie takes 10 points of fire damage as he's burning from the inside out.
I've had worse.
What did Duzar get?
I was giving her dice.
I'll be back in a sec.
All good.
Sorry?
Still try over there?
No.
Still try.
It's the it's the blue behind my iPad. Wow, Alex.
When you say up,
Up, back, left, right, side, side. Yeah.
10.
Yeah, 10 as well.
So you got 10 all up. So you take 20 points of fire damage as you also burn from the inside out.
Ouch.
Ow. So Quest is strapped to a wall, people poking him.
Yeah, he's woken up in the Temple of Callistria.
Yeah, I knew exactly where he was.
And the rest of you rush out of the barrier, feeling the flame, the internal burning stop the moment you step through.
It still hurts. It hurts.
Mm-hmm.
It does. As you watch as the Hell Knights seem to be bringing the barrier in, closing it around the Baylor. By the looks of things, its abilities do not pass the barrier.
Well, that's useful. At least they know how to deal with it.
Do you stay and watch, or do you head off?
Stay and watch.
Stay and watch. We're gonna help the Hell Knights if they can't deal with this.
Okay.
And this is Parry's hometown, so.
Okay, takes them about 4 hours to defeat it.
Oh,
As you see quite a few Hell Knights are rendered catatonic during the fight.
catatonic. Oh, goodness me. I have now a massive respect for the Hell Knights.
Though it took, in the end, 30 of them to contain one creature.
No.
And when they finished, you can see the egg is now sitting where the creature was once standing.
Oh, so the egg is whole again?
Yep, it's whole again.
Or it's a new egg?
It reforms.
So it's the same egg.
Same egg, reformed, and the Hell Knights are unwilling to touch it, and they all look at Willie and saying, "This is your task."
Sorry, I've just been thrown under the bus, it sounds like, so I've just gotten back. What's going on?
So they managed to defeat the big giant thing with the shield. It's now
Yes.
reformed its egg, and you are now
Yes.
You are now guardian of the egg.
Sure. That may as well happen.
If you wish it to stop coming out, they tell you it needs to be placed in a fire and kept burning for continuously, and eventually it will release itself. But if it's ever doused in water, it will automatically manifest.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so how do you get a formulary then?
Uh-huh.
I think I slowed in my earlobe.
Okay, so if it's placed in water, it will manifest.
Mm-hmm.
If it's placed in fire, it will manifest over time.
It will take 101 years to resurface.
Do
Okay.
we put it back in the fire that Percy's have made?
No.
Well, it will manifest either way, by the sounds of it.
Okay, and so if it's not placed in fire and not placed in water, what's the outcome?
It will cool down and then release itself in 11 days.
11 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so again,
Um,
put it back in the fire that the Percy's rebuilt.
Yeah, why not? Assuming they're happy for us to do so.
Well, they've been disrupted and they know, so. And now we know that we have 101 years before this happens again, and so do the Hell Knights.
Yeah, but do you reckon the Percy's are going to keep the fire going for 101 years?
No, but we can at least, tell the Pathfinder Society about it, and where it is, and what to do.
Yeah.
We have the power now.
The other option is to go to the closest portal and potentially portal to somewhere that's close to a Pathfinder location and basically hand it over to them and make it their problem. I like that idea.
Well, I mean, there's that too.
Does anyone have an issue with us doing that?
I mean, I don't know what this is good for the reputation of the Golden Goblin, but it's not good.
I don't know. I think we've done quite well so far. And handing over a very dangerous and cursed item like this is exactly what the Pathfinders are there for. I would expect that we would be highly regarded and or rewarded.
Or being told that we're monumental idiots and we should take it away.
You're a very talkative dog there, Dooza. I reached down and give the dog a scratch. Good boy.
Basically, all you've heard is barking.
Good boy. So I'll take the silence as a resounding agreement to this plan of action.
Sorry, Mum, we might just go on here for a little minute.
As there are no naysayers, I believe that you have been. Everyone's agreed to your course of action.
I mean,
That's what it sounds like.
You're only talking to Parry.
So in the middle of all this, Malek quests down from the wall and say, apparently your other buddy has died.
Is it stuck that time? This is in the other city, right?
Same city. So your other body was in Riddleport as well.
Yeah. Quick! Come and help me get the demon. He tries to dart off.
As you dart off, you have bat-like wings extending out of your back.
What did you guys do to me?
Apparently you got the blessing of Lamastu.
For fuck's sake.
Well, one of your bodies had the blessing of Desna, which then got corrupted, and this one got the full blessing of Lamastu. Desna has not touched this body.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Do you have
worry.
any clothes?
No. They're all left with your other body.
What's left of them? Alright. Well, nothing for it. Big demon to fight.
As you rush out,
First off,
you see that there's no barrier out there anywhere. You're not sure how long it's been, but by the time you rush over there, you see Parry and Willie discussing stuff, and Willie scratching Doozer in a rather disturbing place.
Quest is going to try and sneak around them and go find what's left of his belongings.
It looks as if someone made a wish with your body. It seems to be ripped in two from the legs.
Yeah.
But you do find all your stuff. You even find the holy symbol of Desna.
What's that?
You even find the holy symbol of Desna.
Sorry, I missed what came before that.
You find all your stuff. It's all there, just that your body was ripped into, and that it also includes the holy symbol of Desna.
He's ripped in two.
Yeah, your former body was ripped in two from the legs.
Yep. And including the holy symbol has been ripped into.
No, just your
And all my
legs,
stuff.
just your body, and your clothing.
Just, oh, that's oddly convenient. Get dressed.
And with belts and rope, you can pretty much tie the rest of it back together again.
There wasn't much blood. Apparently, you had already burned most of that away from the inside out.
Did that hurt?
It did. Though you smell delicious.
I smell delicious.
The 2 pieces of you
Sorry,
anyway
I
do
mean,
anyway.
It hurt. Didn't hurt.
It did hurt when you died, yes.
Right. So, what is broken at the moment?
Your pants and top were ripped. Everything else is available.
Just look up the spell. He's gonna spend 10 minutes and cast Mending on the fence.
Okay. Okay, and by the time you finish, your pants are well mended.
Alright.
And even fit a little bit
And-
better when you put them on.
Excellent. And what is he? No, Willie and Harry saying at that point?
I believe they've started walking off at this point.
Is Parry's place closest to where we are now?
The Gold Goblin is closest, but Parry's place you can cross a river to get to.
Okay. As far as I'm aware, the Gold Goblin doesn't have a gate that we could use.
It does not.
So chances are, well, my character will look to grab Quest's body, mainly because he's got stuff, and you never leave stuff lying around. And then we'll head off to Quest's house. with the,
As you do
hopefully
so,
the intent of-
you see that there is a bat-winged Quest stitching his pants back together again with magic.
Ah. Okay. Well, we'll walk over to Quest. In that
But
case.
Butterfly Wind Quest smells delicious.
What?
The Split in Two quest smells well cooked.
And delicious.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I fight back the impulse to just start gorging myself on his cooked flesh.
Really,
I-
don't worry, the kobolds will have it as your morning pie.
Probably. And I will greet Quest. You're back.
Yeah, didn't stick.
You can see he's got the
Yeah.
horrible scarring down the arm that you remember from earlier.
Yeah, these things happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I show him the gem or the orb, and say, we need to do something about this. My suggestion is to give it to the Pathfinder Society to look after. So, with that in mind, we're going to head over to Parry's place, where he can gate us all, off to the closest Pathfinder location, and then we can hand this over. What say you?
Nods. It sounds like a good idea. So, what I understand, we can't put it in fire, because if we put it in fire, it will hatch. We need to make sure it doesn't go in fire.
Well, no, what we were told was we need to make sure it doesn't go in water, that it stays in fire, and if it stays in fire, it'll be 101 years before it hatches, If it doesn't go into fire, then in 11 days it will hatch.
I guess where it is then. Suppose we best get to Absalom less than 11 days.
Well, if we take a gate, hopefully it won't take us too long to do so.
Okay then. Do you want to win? I taste delicious.
No, I mean, you smell great, don't get me wrong, but the idea of cannibalism is not something that I'm interested in trying out.
Well, he's not actually human, so.
Yeah, I know, but supposedly there's some moral thing about eating intelligent creatures and goblins.
Well, I gotta let you know, you're missing out. I taste like a treat.
So once he gets all his gear, we're ready to go.
So does Quest actually take a bite out of himself?
Yeah.
You do notice that as you take a bite out of yourself, the scarring on your arm starts to slowly shrink.
Weird.
I'm assuming it's not cannibalism if you do it, Quest.
I don't know. Do you know a philosopher?
Well, I mean,
Well-
if you eat your own hand, is that immoral? I don't think so. It's your hand, you can eat it if you want to.
You can leave your friends behind.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think it is still technically cannibalism, but yeah, the ethics of it are weird. If you reanimate the dead, no. We'll have to find a philosopher.
Well, and while you're philosophizing, you could, I don't know, eat yourself.
Yep. He takes another chunk out.
He tries another chunk, and the scarring on your arm gets smaller.
Yep. How does it actually taste?
It's better than anything you've ever eaten before. Nothing compares. It's like you're eating happiness.
He's gonna take his ripped up shirt and he's gonna start carving up the body and wrap it up and stick it in his bag.
Okay, so you've managed to gather up all pieces of your former self.
Yep. Until cure it later.
And so yes, and then you start heading off to the Parry's place.
Yep, that's the plan.
How is our fearless Willie carrying the orb?
Close to his heart, I guess.
Martin,
Yep.
I'm back online. Josh is just feeding me a dinner or a meal
All good.
formula thingy.
Yeah, so you've just witnessed Quest eating himself.
That's okay. My character, it's a goblin thing. I mean, goblins do weird shit. They run around collecting up dead bodies. They make pies and whatever the hell else out of random shit. It's goblin stuff. It's nothing to do with me. It's cultural, I'm sure.
So what's the worst that can happen? As you
I know,
start
right?
heading towards the river with something that will instantaneously try to kill you if it gets wet.
Well, as I say, we if we have to take the long way around, we'll take the long way around. But as long as it doesn't get wet,
The only way across
it
the
should be fine.
only way there is taking one of the barges across.
We've taken them before, haven't we?
You have.
What's the chances of it getting wet taking the barge?
Highly likely.
Highly.
Yeah. Soaked, unlikely. Wet, likely. I'm sure some water's not bad.
if I put it in my backpack, and make sure the lid's closed and all the rest of it,
Less
I
likely
mean
to
that's
get
got
wet.
to form a pretty good barrier.
Your backpack is pretty good at keeping water out as long as you don't submerge it.
Cool. Important safety tip: don't fall in the water.
Okay, so making it to the coast, and with a very despondent-looking puppy who really did want to eat goblin but wasn't allowed to.
Wait, what?
Well, there was this
My puppy.
there was this delicious-smelling goblin all over the place.
Cooked Quest.
And Quest even pointed out it tastes like happiness.
Yeah, but so does heroin.
Okay, so yes, it takes you a couple of hours, but you manage to get to Parry's place without having a demon burst out and kill you all. It was a harrowing trip because every now and then Willie kept thinking he was being pulled towards the water. He's not sure if it was actually happening or he was just believing it.
Probably a little bit of both.
And you reach Parry's place and you are witness to a new painting sitting outside his place. For all the world to see, Parry and his friends, sans clothes.
What?
Each of you has been painted by a one of the famous artists of the area who has done another naked portrait of the illustrious Parry with his closest companions also all stark naked. And the strangest thing of all is he hasn't diminished or flattered anyone. It looks as almost as if he had a good view of everyone when he did it.
Weird.
Though Quest does have
I'm-
butterfly wings in this one.
I'm highly suspicious.
Well, it's even got tattoos you haven't shown people yet.
Wait, what?
Some of your tribal tattoos that normally are covered up.
Huh. Interesting. Dusa tries to remember the last time he got naked.
Can't remember any particular time you got naked recently.
Suspicious. And the detail is.
Well, looking up and close to it, they have it perfectly done. Has your full tribal tattoo on display.
Wow. That's impressive.
You say that out loud?
I'd probably say in Orcish.
Okay, for those of you who are listening in Orcish, they see Dusa looking up close to the painting and going, "That's impressive." Though, unfortunately, you're not sure what Dusa's currently looking at.
Willie knows what Duz is looking at.
Well, apparently the face was close to Willie as well, so Willie, I'm sure, assumes it was him, except for him it was bark, 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 so he didn't really pick anything up out of that one.
Quest goes, yeah, I know, Willie is pretty impressive there, isn't he?
when Quest says that, I give the dog a scratch. Who's a good and intelligent dog? Very, very good dog.
And what was that, M?
Oh no, I was gonna say, do I actually see Willie as Willie in the painting, or do I see it as a puppy?
Well, you see it as that person you keep dreaming of. As the human, taller than you,
Yeah.
Interesting. So the painter, I'm able to see painting of the person I dream.
So the person saw who you were dreaming of.
Hmm.
Apparently, you dream of this person every night, so they must be important to you.
I'll make a note of that. And also make a note of finding out who this painter is.
And Willie, you do also see this orc that you've also been dreaming of every night in the painting as well. Must be your soulmate.
Well, no, I'm already married to my soulmate.
You can have more than one. You're sure about that?
Well, that's what she keeps telling me.
I'm sure if you live through it, it's fine.
Yeah.
What doesn't kill you just makes you uglier.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, seeing this wondrous picture showing you in all your glory without any fudging of its picture, you feel like they actually captured your essence.
Okay. Well, it interests me that that someone was able to make this so accurately without, without any staging by us. So whoever it was, yeah, impressive.
Hey, some people can throw balls of fire at other people.
True.
Magic can do a lot of weird things.
But for me, it's more around the talent of the painter.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Is it signed?
It is signed.
Can I make out the signature and who it is?
Yes, it appears to be Lily.
Louis.
Lily. Lily.
Lily. That's not Blondie, is it?
No, it's Parry's girlfriend, I'm pretty sure.
One of Parry's girlfriends, not his actual girlfriend. Parry doesn't have girlfriends. He has acquaintances.
Friend.
I should have a picture of her in here for you, depending on which section they decided to put it in. Here we go. Here's what she looks like. There we go.
Okay.
That's right.
Horns aren't real, but hey, what is in a gold goblin?
Your friend Lily has put up a new painting of the whole party naked at your house.
Yay!
And it does look as if she's shaved Puppy in the painting.
Shaved Puppy?
Yeah, Puppy without fur.
Ugh. That's just wrong.
That's funny.
It does make an interesting looking picture.
I'll help Parry carry it inside.
Seems that there is a space just inside the front door that seems to be meant for it, as whatever painting was there is now missing.
I'm sure it wasn't important.
Yes.
So it hangs up perfectly, and now anytime anyone opens the front door, they'll see the naked lot of you staring down at them.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
No one's ever had to lock this building because no thief has ever broken in more than once.
I wonder why.
And it's
through the front door.
very hard to sell anything from this place either because no one really wants to buy naked parries.
Well, it's not special, so.
Well, naked parries have a habit of coming out of their portrait at night and strangling anyone who steals them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rumor. Never steal a parry.
Yeah, never steal a parry.
Okay, so you get down to the basement and make a portal home, feeling very good about yourselves with how flattering you were looking in the photos, or in that painting. You know, you're truly accepted into the Parry family that you're now hanging in the front door.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
And arriving back in Magnamar without any real difficulty, you are greeted by Madame Hindmarsh herself, who says, "I have a feeling you've brought something with you."
We come bearing gifts.
I was about to say, Willie, take the spotlight.
And I
Totally under the bus again.
show her the I guess the gem or the orb.
Oh, she looks at it and goes, "So you've managed to contain a Baylor. You've done well."
Yes, contained.
Kind of.
Yes, no, Willie, we've contained it.
Yeah, it was totally us.
Well, come inside and tell me the story, she says, as she'll get her journal out and write down all you can remember. Because I'm sure it will help another Pathfinder group who finds themselves against a Baylor capture it as well.
Okay.
It required about
That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Well, any bit of knowledge about capturing fiends from the abyss is worth knowing.
No, maybe she should speak to the Hell Knight, but Axe would do the job.
I was more saying that yes, with the assistance of the Hell Knights, we captured it. We totally didn't summon it.
No, we only summoned it to get it in the right spot.
We summoned it for research purposes.
Well, saying a demon's name 3 times can bring it to you.
Yeah, we can thank Quest for that one. He forsook one of his bodies to do it.
Though it does look as if he's figured out how to merge them together.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, he just insulted God, didn't go well.
So apparently he's getting a blessing as well as a curse, depending on how much of his former body he consumes.
Yeah, but which one's which?
Well, the scarred one is your original.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, your one ripped in twain can't actually eat your scarred one, so only your scarred one can eat the holy one.
Yeah. Which one's a blessing and which one's a curse?
She says that depends on how much you eat. Not eating enough.
Somebody else. No, go on.
Not eating enough will most likely curse you.
So I shouldn't have started?
He says, well, that's subjective.
I think the takeaway might be you shouldn't stop.
So I shouldn't share either, though.
Well, I think the rest of them don't want a bit of quest in them.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I'm sure our elf dwarf doesn't want to be part goblin too. Though having one of your puppies be part goblin would have just been interesting. Then you can say, "Who's the good dog boy?" And she asks you if you've finished what you're doing in Riddleport, because she has an urgent task she needs additional people for in the deserts to the south of Absalon. Apparently, yeah, go ahead.
Before we do that, I want to mention the new elf that was with us.
Mm-hmm.
Did he come with us?
No.
No. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
The part of the tribe, Light from the Darkness.
Oh, she says, yeah, there's an unfortunate story there that if elves get angry enough, including half elves, they will go insane and their skin will darken and they will try to murderously kill everyone they know.
Huh.
I'm sure your parents warned you of that curse.
I don't have much recollection with my parents.
Well, it is one of the elven secrets that the elves whisper to each other. But maybe they thought that with you only being half elf, you'd only half be cursed or something. Maybe only your feet will go black. And your feet will try to kill people.
Harry kicks off his boots and just makes sure that his feet aren't black.
Yes, your feet are black. As are your legs, considering you haven't washed since you were in the swamp.
Actually, that's a good point. So yeah, this elf's trying to hunt down one of the dark elves.
Well, they do be crazy, she says. She does. I would not trust an actual dark elf if given the chance. They would rather kill, torment, torture, or maim you than actually treat you fairly.
Oh, yeah.
And once you have broken and gone to evil, she's never heard of a single elf recovering and coming back to the light.
Oh.
It's a one-way trip.
Interesting.
There is much lore that the society has hidden away about that because elves tend to burn it when they find it. They are ashamed of the fact that they can go mad and kill everyone they know. They will literally target their closest friends and try to kill them. So if you went nuts, you would probably try to kill your party before you did anyone else.
Nah. Me and him are fine, because we ain't ever going to be buddies. Ever.
Which means you may be the last one to go as he gets rid of anyone who means anything to him first. Because they also do hide anyone who knew them or knows anything about them. Now, as to what I'm looking at having you do, we have a member from the Palatine Eye who's been doing some research based on a book they found while recovering the Star of Desna you took to Sandpoint. And their research has led them to Assyrion, and have asked if we can spare some people to help them look into it. As we think the Lost Star has a lot of connection to what's happening, I volunteered you and some other members we had free to go off and deal with this.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I don't think we finished what we're doing in Riddleport, but at the same time, Riddleport's kind of, going to be Riddleport for a little while, so I think we're okay.
Well, considering you've just contained a demon that was spreading its own form of demon pox by making everyone within 20 feet of it combust from the inside out, I think you've been doing well. The city would have been burnt to the ground if you hadn't have intervened.
Well, that's good. Glad we were there.
So she will see to it that the Silver Crusade hear of your bravery. That's the sort of stuff they go gaga over, she says. Not that she understands why they like people who do that, but you live, so she's happy.
Fair enough.
More paperwork if you die, she says.
Great.
So I will be sending you off to the nation of Katapesh, to the south of Osiron, where you will be basically digging in some old ruins, with a couple of you learning more of the trade of pathfinding will come in handy, as you will have a chance to work with other groups to further our goals.
Cool.
So the Assyrian Lodge has sponsored this, so they've giving you access to the Absalon Gate for the duration of for the next year or so. You'll be able to use Absalon as a secondary base to purchase things,
Nice.
depending on how successful you are.
Sweet.
So this is where your working for the society comes in handy, as doors are opened as you do favors for different sections of the group.
Yeah.
Very political people. The more you piss off, the less you get.
Yeah, we've actually managed to get our shit together and do stuff lately, so,
You have. You've cleansed an area of a dangerous cult that was probably going to cause mayhem and destruction for centuries to come. You've ended the threat of a demonic plague in Riddleport, and correctly identified the source and cause of it. And how often has your team managed to do so? Not very often, she says. So you've definitely been improving as Pathfinders. So she's quite happy with your progress. She will send some people to look in on Saul and make sure he gets his place back up and running, so you have somewhere to return to.
Sweet.
What's that?
Because despite Saul being slightly sleazy, you like him.
Okay, so I will finish the session there for tonight, because that means you're just in time to join up with the Wednesday night crew who were doing that exact adventure.
Nice.
They got to the point of accepting the job before everything went pear-shaped with people being unavailable. And three characters doing that quest would not have survived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we were able to tie the stories together quite neatly.
Yeah, well, it was just fun to have the egg actually make an appearance in the storyline. And then, just the extent of some of the other things you have.
God, we need to actually research what we got given in that
Yeah,
tournament.
I need to go back.
Yeah. I need to find my list. I have
Oh,
it.
do we have a still breeding party giant as well?
Yep.
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 Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's right. Willie does. That's right. He tried to eat it. Realized that he couldn't.
Doesn't
Not yet.
Paul have this big part of someone as well, doesn't he? As well.
He did, yes.
It wasn't that the guy, the weird girl ripped his heart out and gave it to Crawl.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That's
The nice gifts that family give you.
this is a random stranger's heart.
Here, let me give you a heart. It's not mine, but it's a heart. Okay, so I will call it there for a night, guys. If you want to chat after I finish, I'm happy to do that for a little bit.
Sounds good.
But that way we can at least chat without recording. So
Yes.
back in a moment.
Okay.